So here we have Boris Gump and the BATIM Chapter 3 couch. And I don't know how I'm going to pull off the video I want to pull off, but here comes the couch scene from The Simpsons. Just kidding. Boris Gump, and now I'm freezing up and forgetting all my lines. You guys have ever seen the movie Forrest Gump? Forrest sits on a park bench. Well, in Bendy and the Ink Machine there isn't a park bench, and I considered stretching out a chair and making it into a bench. But then I was like, you know what? People won't recognize that as much as they'd recognize the couch. So I'm going to have Boris Gump sit on his couch and do a little... I was debating on doing it SFM or doing it with models, and I haven't done anything with the models, and I figured I would just try to rip something out quickly. I had some lines for it, and I just felt like I would make this Papercraft quickly, and so this is right from the game, and parts don't all fit together, so if you wanted that to happen, you'd have to change the mesh, which I don't feel like doing right now, so I will just fake it and print it out and put it together in some way so that it looks like a couch prop that I can use for Boris Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. My mama always said, you never know what you're gonna get, just like this channel. Okay, so let's print it and assemble it. Okay, the maid didn't do a really good job of cleaning up. The maid would be me. I forgot to put the fold lines on there. I always seem to turn those off, but I'm just going to try to do it and fake that the fold lines will work out. Get the back part here done. Didn't really need to print the very back of the couch. There is like a blank texture on there, but that way if you look at the couch from behind, just don't look at it from underneath, because there is nothing underneath. What do I keep saying? I don't know. This new camera I'm trying to figure out the settings on, because every time I do something I feel like it's not working, and then like, well, that was just a waste of time trying to make a video. Yeah, gotta get better at making videos if I continue to do this YouTube thing. He was the fastest cutter in the East. There's no cringy intro for Mr. Beast. I made that up just now, and now I'm done. Okay, I'm going to cut out the rest of these and get them all ready to glue up. This is more or less folded and ready, and now we will just have to get, I think, the base, which it kind of just folds into there. So we'll see how that works. This is the front of the base of the couch. And then we got the little legs, which that I definitely will have to look at how it's folded. I think it's pretty easy though. And let me go do that. Cut. There's still a bunch of cutting to do. Why not 3D print this? Yeah, it could 3D print it and paint it at the end, and that wouldn't be too bad actually. Make a nice solid thing. Now 3D printing is what's known as additive manufacturing, where you add layers of plastic up until you create the object. This would be considered subtractive manufacturing. You're basically cutting away everything that doesn't look like a couch, and you'll be left with a couch. And with paper folding, you are taking a 2D flat unwrapped perspective of a 3D object and then gluing it together with tabs to create a 3D object. So that's pretty much the gist of the difference between additive and subtractive manufacturing. Additive manufacturing and 3D printing is great for prototyping, and Papercraft is just fun sometimes to do, and it's old style, and Papercraft really makes it actually easy to do, relatively easy to do. There still is a lot to learn about making it so it's not as hard in the final folds, and make sure that it's lines up and everything. And so that's something that I am still working on learning. But when I don't do it very much, then it becomes kind of difficult. So if you're wondering why I don't always release the Papercrafts, well, for one, I don't want to have to deal with any copyright issues, because these are game objects, and you know, without permission to release a game object, that would not be a good thing to do. And for another, I wouldn't rely on my abilities to make a Papercraft that too many people would find easy enough to make. So that's the reason I'm rambling. But okay, there's one of those. If I did this as a live stream, there'd be a lot of boring parts. You'd see how slow I am at cutting things out, gluing things together. This does take a little bit of time, but like any craft, that's, you know, actually, so 3D printing is not a fast thing either, and then having to paint it at the end and make it look good is also one of the challenges that you would have. So sometimes 3D printing, even as cool as it is and everything, is not the right solution for everything. So that's why I don't always 3D print things. I haven't turned the 3D printer on for like 3 weeks now. Just have not been really needing to do any projects, and have been on vacation and whatnot. So alright, it's kind of got to get back to some of the 3D printing, which I will soon. So many things I want to get back to, and have not been making very much on the videos. I've thrown out a lot of footage because I just don't feel like it's good enough. Like this probably won't be, but hopefully I'll just put this out because it's something that I'm doing and maybe a few people would like it. So it'd be cool to live stream some of these things, get some feedback and questions answered. I just got to get a faster internet connection to do such, and I've got to work on that again. Alright, so I got the legs to cut out, and then I can start gluing and folding the rest of this up. I like how this lined up, so I just wanted to show how quick whoosh, I could do that. But nothing else lines up that good when I do it, so that was just something I wanted to show. Did you quit doing that? Okay, I'll quit doing that. Okay, so I'm going to glue this up. That's going to be interesting, finding out which is which arm. I think this arm is, I have to look at that because I'm not sure which is right and which is left. And then this will go on like that, and the arms will go on, and the legs will go on, and you'll have a couch. As you can see, this is not a 5-minute craft. To spread the glue on, you could use a paintbrush, but I always forget to wash my paintbrushes out, and then I waste paintbrushes. Or you could use a little knife like so, and then you can get into all your little cracks and crevices and start gluing this up. And I'm impatient, so I usually fail to wait for it to dry long enough. Probably should do this flap in here. Working on the back here, if I recorded all this footage, it would take me hours to edit it. So I just keep stopping the camera. The back of the couch will give it some stiffness here. And as this swept up the way it is, it's kind of tricky there a little bit. That was the hardest thing to do. I got to do one more for the other side, and then the little legs, I got to figure out how they go together. They just fold around, and how they're going to attach on the bottom since there isn't anywhere to attach them. That will be the other challenge. And maybe I'll use popsicle sticks or something, I don't know. But I glue it all together and look for some change in the cushions, because there's always some loose coins in there. At least when I was a kid, I used to always find loose coins in there, and I got to keep them. Give the feet some strength, cut out some cardboard to wrap this around. So I got to do that on this side, and then I'm going to hot glue everything together. Figure hot glue, fill in some of the gaps. That was smart. Hot glue and me are not all that compatible, but it's the quickest way to get things done sometimes. And so I finished this up, and then you will have to look forward to hopefully seeing Boris Gump featured in a little video in the future.